Does Starlink work in the Dominican Republic? I had questions before I wanted to go down and find out. So this is our home. We've had it for about 30 years just outside of La Romana on the southeast side of the island. Currently, we didn't have much service through other providers. As you can see here in a second, we used to have to only go through Altice, which we had service, and as you can see, it was horrible. We had basically 30 by 20. I think this next one is 50 by 20, but horrible service. So what I did is we took our residential Starlink unit down. I did it in September of 2025 and positioned it on the corner rafter of the home, which you're going to see here. So this is a 2-level home. This is actually just above the first level on the corner. Ran the cable down, watched YouTube videos, which you can do, and came up with a Cat 6 wire cable system, ran it just down the side of the house here, coupled it. The run was probably pretty lengthy, probably about, I think I bought about 100-foot, 125-foot Cat 5 cable, and just ran it back up, plugged it in, and then went through the alignment process here, which is you're going to find. And that's one thing I couldn't find before on YouTube anywhere, is where would it be positioned in the Dominican? Well, as you can see here, using the Starlink alignment tool, it needs to be positioned to the north, slightly to the northeast. Luckily, we have a slight break on that side of the house, and that's why I positioned it there, because we have some trees just to the east. So I kind of lucked out going to the north. So that's what you're going to need. So inside, I ran the cables through the bottom of the house, up to the side. And as you can see, as you know, is in Dominican Republic, most of these homes are straight concrete. So I'm just using the straight router that came with the residential service. But because of the concrete, I needed to do a couple of TP-Link adapters throughout the house. And this is where I came up with the speeds. So here's one of the first ones I ran. As you can see, 453 by, I think it's going to end up being about 40 something, which is insane compared to what we were spending before and the service we now get with Starlink on that side of the island. Again, we're on the southeast side of the island. We're about 500, 600 yards from the Caribbean Ocean on the southeast side of the Dominican Republic. So again, the price that we're paying, this is the residential service. And as you know, through Starlink, he cuts a break through third world countries so they can afford service. Currently, we pay about 3,800 pesos with the current currency transfer rate. It's about $60 US that we spend for this service. The old service, because we were in a development, we were being charged upwards of over $100 for that service. So you can see the massive difference we're getting with service and price with Starlink in our development. Yes, if you live in Santo Domingo, if you live in Punta Cana and some other places, you might be able to get this type of service for about the equivalent in money, but it really depends on what neighborhood you're in and does it work? So you know what, I ran all these 3 tests. You can see they were all over 400. So that was Starlink's tool. I switched to speed test because, we all like to look at this stuff. I'm a nerd about these speeds, so I really wanted to double check. And as you can see, it's a little bit lower, but still, it's over 300. And one thing I wanted to do while you see these tests running is I didn't want to make this video right away. I installed this in September of 2025, and I waited until it's now January. It's now just at the beginning of 2026. Just to let everybody know, these speeds have been the same for the last 4 months. I tested it while we were having that tropical depression a few months ago. These speeds were still 200 to 300 by 30 during that massive rainstorm. Never any downtime. We've had 0 issues. The great thing is I live in the United States close to 3,000 miles away from this home. I can jump on the Starlink app, check to see what's going on, check to see if there's updates going on. We have had 0 downtime with this service. It's been amazing. So I just want to put this video out there because before I did this, I didn't find much information online. So if you can, please like this video, subscribe, and please click the link below where I'll get a free month of service and you will too if you live in the DR.